All right, so I'm just going to show you some of the details on a Majestic 39LDVTRN natural gas fireplace. If your house was built in the early 2000s, between 2003 to say 2006, you might have a fireplace like this. But I'm going to show you how to turn on your pilot light, show you how to adjust your flame height, and then tell you about some of the features that you might want to add on to your fireplace for better performance, and show you how to clean behind this glass. Okay, so to start, if your fireplace hasn't been used, your pilot light's not lit, you'll probably find that you have the gas line is off, and you can find some information about your fireplace. Usually you'll have a little metal panel like this shoved back inside there. I have this one pulled out right now, but it's on there so it doesn't come out. It includes the instructions on how to do it, how to start the pilot light and everything. But so look for this. This one might be similar to yours. It may not be the same as yours. So just make sure you follow the actual instructions if you've got them, or take the model number, look it up online to figure out exactly how to do things. But in general, many of them are very similar, so I'll show you this one. Here our gas line is off. You can see this red knob on this valve is perpendicular to the gas line. So I'm going to turn this knob this way. So now this knob is lined parallel to the gas line. That means our gas is open. The valve is open. We have natural gas making it to the fireplace now. These fireplaces do not use electricity. There's no backup battery. If you have a newer home, maybe 2010 or later, you may not have a pilot light for your fireplace. You might have some D batteries where you'll have to actually install some D batteries to ignite your light or ignite your fireplace in the case of a electrical outage. But for this one, that's not an issue. So what we've got here is the gas flow, so low to high. You can see the indicator in the very bottom here. There's a tiny little arrow. So this one is on low right now. You can see I can turn this all the way around to high, and there's a stop built into the knob. So that's high, and this is low. Just look for your little indicator arrow down there. Over here you have another knob. This one has an indicator on the far right side for mine. Yours might be different again, but you're looking for this little white line right here. So it's completely off right now. There's a pilot option and an on option, and this is your igniter. So we're going to be looking for the pilot light to be lit back here inside of these gas logs. Look down in between them, you'll see a little blue light if the pilot light is lit and running. So we'll show you that here as soon as I get it started. So what I'm going to do to start this pilot light is push in on this knob, and I'm going to turn it to pilot. So now we are in the pilot mode, but pushing this won't do anything because I need to press this button in to release gas into the fireplace so that I can then spark the flame with this igniter. So hold that in, give it a few seconds. If it hasn't been lit in a while, it might take holding this a little longer, but then you can press this button. And if you'll come up here and look down inside there, I'm going to turn this light off so you can see better. You'll see a spark happening in there. And we should get our pilot light lit here in a second. There we go.
There it is.
So the pilot's lit. I'm going to keep holding this in. Maybe for 20-30 seconds or so. I'm going to slowly let it out. It should stay on. And it did. And then we're going to come back down here. We turn my light back on so you guys can see. And I will push this in a little bit. But you don't. Yeah. You don't push it in all the way. You do push it in a little bit, and you can turn this to on. So now this fireplace is on. You'll notice there's no flames because the switch over here on the side is not turned on. When I flip this switch, give it a second, the pilot light needs to heat up the valve, so it will light, but we'll give it a second to heat up. Okay, well, I wasn't thinking about it. My pilot light has been off for a little while, so we're going to let the pilot light heat up the valve, which is going to allow the fireplace to start. But in the meantime, while that's doing a little bit of preheating, which is essential on these type of fireplaces, I'm going to show you the blower fan. So back in the back there, let me turn on my additional lights. There we go. Back in the back, you can see the fan blades. That is a add-on that I've placed in the back of this fireplace. What it does is it blows air up. So it sucks air in through the bottom, blows it up around the back of the box and out the top of the, above the fireplace. It allows basically the air to be heated up around the box of the fireplace and then pushed back out into the room. These are not by default installed in many homes. So what they do is they come with inside your fireplace, you'll generally have a electrical outlet. You can see that in the back far right here. And the fireplace, or this type of blower fan, comes with a sensor that you attach to the bottom of the box. There's a little magnet in here that's attached to the bottom of the box, and that has a temperature sensor built into it. And then the power control is right here. I'm going to plug that back in. I temporarily unplugged that. So we'll plug that in. Oops. Okay, and then this is your fan speed control right here. So we have it right in the middle. That's where we leave ours. Okay, so the fireplace has been, the pilot light's been on for, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Basically just the time we talked about the blower fan down there. The blower fan will not come on unless the box is hot. So it does take about 10 minutes of your fireplace being on for the blower fan to turn on. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the switch over here. And you can see our flames came on. Again, we keep this on low. We don't have it on high generally. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it up so you can see the difference in the flame height. And turn off this light. It's about the middle, medium, and there is high. We go back to low. Yeah, you know what? We'll go to medium for right now. And then I'm gonna take a picture of this plate. I'll throw that in the video so you can pause it and look at it if you're interested. And then we'll also come back once the blower fan is turned on after it heats up and show you what that's doing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put my instruction plate back under the fireplace. This is a little bit of a pain. There's mounting screws and stuff that are all kind of in the way, so tuck it back in there. It's going to be pushed kind of far so it can get beyond the mounting screws and still allow the gas valve to be turned off, because if it's sitting on top, the gas valve can't be turned off. Oops. Okay, so we're all set down here. The other thing I'm going to show you real quick before our blower fan comes on and before this gets too hot is underneath there are 2 clips. So if we want to clean inside this glass, there are 2 clips here. There's one here and one over here. They're just little levers. So you pull the back of the lever down, that unlatches. Pull the back of this lever down. And that will unlatch. Get my power cord out of the way. Okay. And then we can simply take these top louvers out. And I don't think this is too hot yet. Yeah. Lean out the glass. Lift up. And now you can take and clean the inside of the glass. I don't recommend doing this while the fireplace is on. So we'll just get this relatched and be back in a minute after the blower fan's back on. Okay, so this is now just a little bit later in the day. Had to do a couple other things, but the blower fan is on. Like I said, it takes about 10 minutes or so to kick on when the fireplace is turned on. But you can see back in there, the fan is now spinning. And again, what I was explaining, that's doing now is taking air from these lower vents below the fireplace, pulling the air in, and then blowing it out of the top. So before we had the blower fan, our fireplace would get very, very hot and make the bottom of the mantle here under the TV get very, very warm to the touch. Now it still gets warm to the touch, but the air isn't just coming out of those vents and going straight up and heating this. It's actually getting blown out into the room. So definitely something worth investing in, and you'll get much better performance from your fireplace if you do that. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to add them in the comments.